That's funny.
spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good one. Yeah. We'll call this special meeting of the Donaldson Township Board of Supervisors to order with the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Secretary to call the roll call.
Okay, Mr. Ely,
Here.
President, Mr. Prescott, called off. Now.
Yes.
Very close,
Very
pretty
close.
close, 6 o'clock.
Call the special meeting. The purpose of the special meeting is advertised to discuss the formation of the preliminary and final budget and to consider and take action on other business which may come before the board. Public comment on motions on the agenda. Motion to pay bills and sign checks.
I will move that we pay the bills and sign the checks.
I second.
Mr. Ely, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. You want to take half of them?
Yeah,
I'll take half. Bigger half.
Maybe.
If you go to 5, we have to sign 5 times?
Whatever you set up as policy, I guess, as far as the number of signatures they require. Ours requires 3 signatures. It can be any 3.
Does 2 suffice now, or do you have to have all 3 signatures?
You have to have 3 signatures. Yeah. It could be 3 supervisors, it could be 2 supervisors and a secretary, treasurer. It has to be 3. Not that I've ever seen a check come back that didn't have 3, it's supposed to.
That's all. suitcase. It's about that size. It's got all these cracked wires, making it like a reshoot. Down the ocean, under the ocean. It's a frequent courses and stuff. Some of those trains and courses is also trained to do people. Yeah.
Yeah, but look back.
Oh my gosh. Too much sugar. He was just wound up like, oh my gosh.
Might get Christmas presents.
Yeah.
She texted me and said that she'd be back at 6:30.
It's not moving past the wall. He has a lot of stuff, so every time he comes in, something costs me. How do I do this? What about this? Changing out doors and changing out bathrooms.
Yeah.
Especially with the-
All right, the financial report is as follows. The general fund is down to $170,126.48. I think it's okay for where we're at in December, but the point that number hits about 130,000, we need to start putting the brakes on spending. Water and sewer, $71,962.15. Liquid fuels, budget account, $19,448.49. Act 13 capital improvement, $587,273.23. Parks and Rec account in the West Alexander Community Center, $4,871.34. Capital Reserve Pliget, $21,253.72. Parks and Rec, $4,880.95. Fire insurance escrow, 0. Last month, our last meeting, special meeting, JD asked a question about Act 13 funds. And I found this PowerPoint presentation on the PUC website, which PUC governs Act 13 funds. And I'll talk about the eligible uses for Act 13. First thing it tells us is that the law was written broadly to local governments, which allow flexibility in the use of the funds. The categories of uses are eligible uses: construction, reconstruction, maintenance, and repair of roadways, bridges, and public infrastructure. That's number 1. Number 2, water, stormwater, and sewer systems, including construction and reconstruction, maintenance, and repair. Number 3, emergency preparedness and public safety, including law enforcement and fire services, hazardous material response, 911, equipment acquisition, and other services. Number 4, environmental programs, including trails, parks, and recreation, open space, floodplain management, conservation districts, and agricultural preservation. Number 5, preservation and reclamation of surface and subsurface waters and water supplies. Number 6, tax reductions, including homestead exclusions. Number 7, projects to increase the availability of safe and affordable housing to residents. Number 8, records management, geographic information systems, and information technology. I'm going to repeat that because I think if we made the argument that we were trying to do a better job of managing our ordinances, that we might be able to use this number 8, records management, geographic information systems, and information technology. Number 9, delivery of social services. Number 10, judicial services. Number 11, for deposit into the county or municipality's capital reserve fund if the funds are used solely for a purpose set forth in this subsection. Number 12, career and technical centers for training of workers in the oil and gas industry. And 13, local or regional planning initiatives under the Act of July 31, 1968, known as the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code.
What was 12, though?
12 is career and technical centers for training of workers in the oil and gas industry. And this is really interesting, under any additional guidance, points they make are, number 1, law provides no further guidance regarding the use of these funds. I mean, what's here is all it tells you. PUC has no authority to advise local governments on the appropriate use of these funds. The PUC does not plan to issue an order regarding the appropriate use of these funds. local government should consult solicitors for any other guidance that's needed. So basically it said, here's the money, we can't tell you how to use it, we can't tell you to use wrong, but if you saw the articles in the newspaper over the last couple of weeks, there was a lot of stories about, they said it was used incorrectly. According to this, that's a local decision on how to use it, as long as you use it in one of these 13 categories, you qualify. So he can have his chance. I would say that, to answer your question, I would say the answer is yes. Based on
Something you
that.
guys would consider doing now?
Yeah, well, it's something that maybe, that it might be more appropriate if we do it sometime in June, because by June, we ought to know how much Act 13 money is coming for that year, for next year, which will be in July, we get the money. So it might be more appropriate to plan that for them, depending on if we decide to tackle that building project. If we decide to tackle that building project, we're not gonna have, the fund's gonna be pretty tight. So
You said what, 10 to 20, between 10 to $20,000 to do that? Update
No,
the buildings
I would guess probably close to 10,000. I don't know if that would get us the online capability. I don't know what that cost is. I'm just talking about getting the ordinances that are currently existing, getting those folded into the code. Every time we do it, it seems like it's $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 to have it done. It's not a cheap process. It probably actually, it's more expensive to do that than it is to draft the ordinance a lot of times.
This seems like to be money well spent.
Well, it probably
We're
will
doing
be.
something
It probably will be, but
Eight-
what I'm saying
1988
is,
or
if we decide we're not gonna do that, building project, I would be in favor of moving ahead on it. So that decision's made sometime soon.
Is that what is that the right year with 1988? Is that what, the last time it was updated, or the code books or something?
No,
Something was 1988.
There's been ordinances that have been codified since then, not 88, maybe 2008, but there's been there have been ordinances, I know they've done ordinances for us since then. I just don't know that, there may not have been a new book printed since then, that's very possible. The bound book.
I know there was something to do with codes or the, something that was outdated.
But that's, maybe by the end of January, if we decide we're gonna move the building project and maybe go a different route. I don't know. Personally, I have no objection to building a cover for our equipment. I'm not sure that it has to be a $400,000 or $500,000 building to do that. That's any, I guess, the hesitancy that I might have. They make some really nice hoop buildings. You get your equipment in the dry. We still have a concrete floors building where we can work on equipment. That's just something to think about.
I got one thing as far as the road department. The Red International is still down. Ed has located a pump for it, and it's a monthly pump. And we got one of the last three that they're ever going to make.
You got one what?
We have one of the last three pumps that they have available, and they're not making no more. So
They don't refabricate those, they don't.
they checked with Crow, and they would have to have the pump and disassemble it, see if they could rebuild it. So
Maybe they don't know if it's rebuildable until they get to
Is it
open.
So I get-
hydraulic pumps out of it? Is that what it was?
raise the plow up.
So what year truck is it?
96.
Money's worth on it, then, huh?
Yep.
How many miles are on it?
145,000.
Diesel. Probably not a lot of miles. Got a lot of age on it.
Yeah. So we're going to have to consider, obviously we're going to get the pump and get it back on the road.
Well, there are some things as well that will cut out of the budget that we decided to put back. They're gonna, we can use Act 13 funds for, such as, I think there was $15,000 cut out of tree trimming. We have used Act 13 for that previously. Also, we did not fund the roadmaster position. And there were other small repairs that were cut. There were repairs, and there were also some equipment in the police department. I think 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 in equipment was cut. And then those all except the wages can be paid from Act 13.
Pay for the new police car out of that, 13?
And yes. And probably what we should consider doing, we have discussed doing, and we'll have to bring it up before the end of the year, buy half the police car using the current year budget, and then half using the next year budget for police, and that will keep us in our spending plan intact for them. It's a little over 2 calendar years. It doesn't change the money you spent, it just changes the year that you have allocated. And if we're gonna do that, we need to talk about that, about the next, maybe at the next special meeting. So if we fund any of those things back out of Act 13, the question that Act 13 is gonna have a bind on, especially if we decide to build that building, it's gonna move pretty quickly. So, and we won't have any idea what we're gonna get from the coming year until well in the spring, maybe early summer.
Anything else?
And nothing else.
Public comment.
Do you have anything?
I will say, Doug, I'm glad you're thinking about a canvas building versus a $400,000 building. If the building is strictly to store equipment, it's not like you need an office in there or anything, it's just to store equipment and keep them out of the weather.
When we first began talking about storage facility, we started off, that was our first discussion, it was about a hoop building. And before we got very far along, we were into building a building, and we had quotes from the Amish to build one, and we couldn't go that route because it's pay prevailing wage, and they don't pay prevailing wage. So we had an engineer draw a plan, and it went from about 125,000 to what was a day more than double that. And it was a prevailing wage. So then we scrapped it temporarily, then we got an idea that we built a steel building, and then we're up to over 400,000 with engineering fees somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000, $20,000 and $32,000, I guess. So on top of it, so I don't know, maybe it got out of hand.
Well, if you go with a tent building, do you have to have an engineering study?
What kind of a building?
The canvas buildings.
Not to my understanding, but it probably, anything over $26,000, you hit prevailing wage. So whoever puts the building up, they're gonna have to pay prevailing wage to do it, and then I'm not sure how much it will raise it, but it will raise the cost of the project.
How big a building do you want?
And I don't remember what the initial size you would call that. Certainly, I think if we had a hoop building, we could put most of our seasonal equipment that would sit outside typically, which are tractors, graders, and things like that, mowers, could be put inside and maybe, still it would leave us concrete floored garage to be able to place to work on equipment. That garage should be pretty good condition. We put a lot of money in that garage the last couple of years.
What's the life expectancy on the hoop buildings?
20 years.
Is that 20?
They last a while.
I heard 15, but 20 could be correct, I don't know.
Yeah, from log cabin, or 20,000. 20 years.
For the canvas.
We just put one in out the farm. We, my dad.
How big is it?
Jesus. I want to say 40 foot wide, probably 60 foot long. We can put 200 round bales in.
You still need electric and heat and have to plug the equipment in?
I don't know, you probably got, still need some electric in it.
Not if it's, well, if it's seasonal storage.
Well, if you wanna be able to charge a battery or. They're all
Well, I mean, even like the
Yeah.
snow removal trucks and everything, it's bad night, you want them plugged in,
Right.
okay, so they'll start and
Right.
you won't have problems.
Right, you wanna be able to plug them in, you wanna have lights, so.
There's no way around that prevailing rate,
We
wage
have-
thing,
we
if
have-
you get the Amish to do it.
No, every piece of advice that we've sought on it is pointing to the same exact thing. You can't, if you try to evade that, you're subject to surcharge. Which means that, you have to pay for it out of our pocket, and I'm not really interested in that. That's,
Have you asked for bids on the canvas buildings?
Not
no,
yet.
we never got that far along in the project. No, I don't think it
Certainly
would hurt
think you ought
for us
to
to
get
do
one of
that.
those for less than 26,000.
Maybe we can talk about that at the next workshop meeting. Maybe get some quotes on that route. I think it'd be more economical.
Ours is 30 by 60. and it's only
I think
1,000.
that other lean-to building that we have, if I recall, was built by prisoners. Hunter Rick, didn't have the young guy who built that? Yeah. But I don't know whether they still do those kind of projects or not.
They got anything else? Well, I see, we got a ruling on a hearing today. Obviously, I had to go to work, so I couldn't make it. Did you get a chance to look at it yet?
Yeah, this is what I read from, they handed it to me. It looks like the same offer that we laid on the table back in, I don't know, 6 weeks, 2 months ago, whenever the last time we were up there. And,
That is incorrect, and you weren't up there.
Do not, you're out of order, man.
Well, that is incorrect.
Well, that is not incorrect.
How would you know you weren't there?
What I'm reading right here, and I spoke with the attorney, and it was we had laid an offer on the table 6 weeks or whenever last, 2 months, whenever last time we were up there, and we were waiting for an answer back at that time from the legal counsel, and we did not receive it.
Well, that is incorrect, however.
Dave,
You can say that I'm out of order all
Dave,
you
you are
want,
out of order.
but it is
Kathy, you're
public
out of order.
comments.
You'll have your opportunity to talk, but not right now.
Well, it's public
No.
comments, not supervisor comments.
Doug has the floor right now, you don't.
It's still public comments.
Doug has the floor right now, you don't. He's done, then you can talk.
Hold your paper farther down, your nose might hit it.
Dave, one more comment out of it, I want to remove. You can comment when you have an opportunity, not while I'm talking. Okay? And, my understanding, there was a paragraph or maybe a sentence or two that was asked to be removed, and we agreed to that again 6 weeks, 2 months ago. It's now been included as part of the ruling by the judge, and we're okay, we're happy with that. Yes, I am, I think it meets our expectations. So I have to.
You have anything, Kathy?
Yes, thank you. That is incorrect. We were never offered to change it. Crooney told our solicitor that he would send new language over to us, and we've been waiting for 6 weeks and got nothing. And the judge said that, asked your solicitor repeatedly today, why didn't you send it over? This falls on your solicitor, not on us. You can believe it or not, that's the way it is.
Move to adjourn.
You're not, wait, no, wait. You're not allowed to do that. That's a violation of sunshine
I
law.
object.
That's a violation
I
of sunshine
object.
law.
It's not a violation of sunshine law.
It is, because we were still in public comment.
You don't have to.
You don't get to shut it
You don't
down because
understand.
you don't
You
like
don't
what I
understand. You
say.
don't have the opportunity, you don't have the right to public comment, only on items on the agenda.
That,
That's the
no,
law.
that was not on the
You
agenda.
brought it
Therefore, you have to
up.
open
You
it for public
brought it
comment.
up. You brought it up.
What time?
That is
How
not
long
on
are
the
you
agenda, you
allowed,
have to open it
Dave?
for public comment.
Hey Dave, how long are you allowed in public comments?
Doug, you were
15
not
minutes.
at the hearing 6 weeks ago, and that is not
Meeting is
true.
over, Dave. There's no one, there's no quorum.
It is the problem, this is the problem why we're at where we're at, Doug. If it's not on the agenda, it's in the rules. If it's not on the agenda, you have to open it for public comment. You guys were not, and I'm talking loud enough so you can still hear is why I'm raising my voice. You were not at the hearing last time. Neither was Mr. Sweat. You're incorrect in your statement. What